So if you had $1.5 million in the bank in 2020, and you go back and look at your bank account, it's not going to be 2.8 million.
Exactly.
But if you bought a property at 1.5 and you go to sell it, what you gained in value, there's no bank that could match it. Things that we've been experiencing a lot in the US is inflation. And I know the whole world is experiencing it.
Right.
But in the last few years, I remember looking at a house in 2020 that was worth 1.5 million. Today, that same house is selling 2.8.
Right.
So what we have seen is our money is not buying us much anymore, which what we call is inflation, takes more dollars. How does that affect real estate?
Well, you know, that's a good question. And prices have stayed. We haven't lost much in this area. Maybe 10% overall, but it's all gaining back pretty fast.
Yeah.
But inflation, the best investment against inflation is property, right? Because you can feel it, you can touch it. It's not going anywhere. You can't just sell it that fast, right? It's not a stock. And they don't make much of it anymore. You know, it's real property. So the best way to deflect inflation is to buy property. You know, that's the simple and short answer.
It's a good hedge against inflation and protecting your net worth.
Correct.
By buying and investing in real estate. The word real before estate.
That's right.
So some of the questions that I always get asked, I'm getting 5% return on my money in the bank, where before when interest rates were low, people were not making that much money, but now they're getting 5%. They lock it up for 6 months or 8 months or a year.
Right.
But what do you say to that versus putting your money in real estate?
Well, I mean, the 5% is all nice and dandy, but that's going to go away one day, right? Where if you take the same money and you invest it into real estate, that 5% could grow to 6, 7%. And you also get the appreciation, right? Every time you raise $1, it equals so much in equity. So you are actually not only gaining the 5% per month, you're protecting against inflation, and you're gaining equity and appreciation, which is bigger than any 5% or 4% at a bank, because that will go away.
So if you had $1.5 million in the bank in 2020, and you go back and look at your bank account, it's not going to be 2.8 million.
Exactly.
But if you bought a property at 1.5 and you go to sell it, what you gained in value, there's no bank that could match it.
Correct.
And not only that, but the safety. I always get asked, how, about investments, how safe is it? Well, if you can go up to the building, touch it, feel it, it's not going to go away. Like Jamil said, it's real asset that you have and you have control over. So I feel like inflation helps the values because our currency is not able to buy what it used to. I think hedging against inflation is definitely the best thing you can do is buy real estate. That's our opinion.
It's the safest investment out there. Multi-millionaires and billionaires, all they do is buy real estate. It's if you ask any billionaire or millionaire, they'll tell you where they made their money. Most likely it's been in real estate.
Right. And if you look back at property value, like a house that you would pay $200,000 for back in the mid-90s, now that house is selling for $2.5 million.
Correct.
So it shows you what happens to the money over time. It loses value, but only in real estate you can hedge against the loss of the money and ability that it gives you to buy. Nothing can take you from 200,000 to 2.5 million, and not too many investments. I know there's stocks and there's different stuff, but I think real estate is always still the safest place to park your money instead of the bank.
And with stocks, there's so much worry of it, right? is it going up? It's a daily, hourly,
Right.
minute by minute type thing that will, rack your nerves.
Right.
And you could lose if the stock market crashes. You could gain, but can you make, if investing 200,000, how many people can make 2.5 million without doing anything?
Right.
I mean, what did you honestly do to your property?
Right.
And the answer is nothing, besides remodeling. But you didn't do the remodel; you just paid for it.
Right.
Right. So I think that when you look at it overall, real estate is the safest, best, most trusted investment that you could touch.
Yes, and definitely a great place to park your money and hedge against inflation.
That's correct.